So this is Stormworks. I used to play this game loads. I don't know. If you found this video, you know what Stormworks is. You get to build ships and planes and all kinds of vehicles, and then, sandbox game. It's cool. It's got all kinds of logic, basically setting your own logic puzzles and all that sort of stuff in it. But anyway, there's something I've always wanted to do in this game, but it's never quite worked before. But I think since the gases update, it might be possible now, and that is run a central heating system. So it used to be that if you were in an area where it was cold and it was like cold enough to eventually kill you, you would have to use these electric heaters here, and they operated on proximity. So if you were stood within a few meters of these, or if you were stood within a few meters of a running engine, it would heat you up. But I think since the gases update and the space updates, the rooms are now sort of treated as cells, and the heat source in that room will heat the entire room up rather than just the proximity. And I think like the bigger the room, the slower it heats up, and there's like entropy and things, so that sort of stuff. But anyway, what I've always wanted to do is see if it's possible. It didn't used to be possible, but now I think it is can I transfer heat from this room into another room, and basically have a central heating system where the heat goes down the pipes. And not only that, is it possible to use the waste heat from the engine to heat up the sort of wherever the galley or the bridge or wherever in your ship, without it being in close proximity to the actual heat source. So engine, or even these electric radiators if you want to hide them out of the way somewhere. So I will turn this back into a room. And also I've made a little login thing, which I will go into in a second. So just spawn in. So right now, go into this room. It is 15, just over 15 degrees of falling. Oh, now it's heating up. That's interesting. How fast does it heat up? We'll be able to look on the graph in a second. Basically, what is the temperature in that room? The temperature in that room there, with the heaters, is minus 15.5 something. We turn this on. Yeah. So now that room is heating up with the electric heaters, and it starts to slow down. It gets to about 38. So if we go back into this room, do we have air pumping through? We do have air pumping through, and this room is slowly heating up. So I will alt-tab now to my other thing, my other gift to the world. Oh, by the way, to use this other thing that I made, I've made this little thing here called Tiny Logger. I'll put it on the workshop. Where you just connect any number as an input to it, and it will go and put it on the web server, which you are going to see in a second. So we'll add new graph. Oh wait, what number was that? Where we should tab. Go back to the game. What number was it? 509. So session ID. Set that to 509, and then we'll make a graph, and it will map all our temperatures on here. So the heater room sensor, that is set to 42 degrees, and the secondary room, oh no, that's the exchanger air temp. Oh, it's actually going back through and heating the room, but the heat exchanger is stealing heat from the secondary room as well. So we go to the secondary room, and that's just above freezing now. So it does seem to be moving heat from one place to another. Go back to here, close this door, we'll see that's a big dip in the thing. Let's speed this heating up, so say, I don't know what throttle we want that. Come on, more throttle. Hold on. Have I broken something? Why aren't you running? Was the fuel? There is no diesel. Where's all the diesel gone? Oh well. I will quickly load out and load back in, and make a new graph with the thing. So it's set to diesel, fill level full. Let's put another logger on here. I'll show you how to use the loggers. So just using the tiny logger, put that there, and we will first off we'll set this to fuel level, and then we will set this to be amount of content in the tank in litres. Like so now, create a graph from that. We'll go over, and then we'll, in fact, where is the diesel going from that tank? Is it just spilling out the vent on the other side? I bet it is, isn't it? Anyway, put the engine running, get that running. Now let's see how fast this room heats up. So we're on 510 for this one. So we will clone row, set to 510. Okay, that's a bit wonky. Right, so we'll clone row. We'll set this one to be fuel level only, and then we'll set this one to be everything except the fuel level. And then we use the y-axis group thing to group things together. So if we set a thing called temperature, put those two in temperature, make graph. Yep, everything is measured temperature, and then that the fuel level. I think it's all just pouring out of the tank. It's engine temp. Oh wait. Set a prefix. Make graph. So with the engine running, that was the heater room. Yeah, the heater room heated up faster. Engine temp obviously heated up, and then which is the secondary room, exchange of fluid temp, exchange air temp, secondary room. So yeah, the secondary room got up to a nice toasty 10 degrees before now. If I click make graph again, like that, but that is not getting the heat from the engine, that is getting the heat from the heater. But I'm going to leave it at this. I'm not going to waste more of your time. Basically, I think I've pretty much proven that central heating is now a viable option in Stormworks. So do with that information what you will. If anyone wants to use this graphing thing or the tiny logger thing, I'll post links in the description. If anyone has questions or anything, obviously just ask them on YouTube or on the GitHub repo for this. Bye bye.